Hello, and welcome back to today's episode of the Be Kind, Save Lives podcast. I'm your founder, Jalen, and we are so excited to be back with you. I'm going to be giving you the lowdown on what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about how to deal with death and also how to handle grief and bullying and things. But we're also going to be talking about self-enoughness and self-worth. So I'd like to go ahead and hand the mic over to Cameron so she can go ahead and get started.
Yes, so today we're going to go ahead and get started about what it means to have self-worth. Okay, so self-worth is an individual's evaluation on themselves as a valuable, capable, and deserving human being. It's an internal sense of being good, enough, and worthy, love and belonging, and independent and achievements. So while self-esteem can be fluctuated based on the extra factors, self-worth is more enduring and fundamental sense of value. So self-worth is knowing that whoever, he puts you on this earth because you were meant to be here. He did not put you on this earth because you weren't meant to be here. When you were born, you were meant to be here. You are meant to be here. You need to know that, and just know that you are loved, you are kind, you are everything. And you need to just be yourself, and when you do experience bullying, you do need to kill them with kindness. I know it might be hard because you might want to yap back at them, but you have to kill them with kindness for them to realize that it doesn't bother you. So now we're going to hand over the mic to Joseph.
Thank you so much, Cameron. That was very helpful with what I'm about to say. So grieving, as Cameron said, it can be hard, and so is bullying, because when you get bullied and stuff like that, let me redo that. Let's say you're being bullied and then you're grieving and you're being bullied at the same time. That really affects with your grieving because it just makes it hurt even more. It makes you, more depressed, and it hurts. It hurts really bad. You might think it's okay, I can deal with this. It'll hurt you when you're getting bullied and you're grieving at the same time. It hurts. So if you are grieving and you're getting bullied, then I really recommend going to a counselor, a trusted adult, a teacher, a counselor. Main one is therapist that I really recommend. Some people in my family, they go to a therapist and they come out feeling way better than they usually do. And that's my mom that goes to therapy, because so much stuff happens in lives that it just makes you want to go to therapy and give it all your mighty, that you will feel better by talking about it to someone that you can trust so much. Now I want to hand it over to Jalen to keep talking about the topic.
So grief, it's just something we deal with every day. And bullying, the fact of the matter is there's always going to be someone mean to you. There's always going to be someone right there ready to stir up drama. There just always is, because as humans, there's no way to get away from it. And so going to therapy or learning to lash out in an appropriate way is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of strength, and it's a really good thing to go to therapy. I know people say all the time, it's not a sign of weakness to ask for help, but do people really believe them? Do they? Because I know if someone told me that, I wouldn't believe them at first until that was really engraved into my head. I know, because I'm not the most compliant person, but I also wanted to talk about something that happened in my week this week. I'm really proud of myself because I used our quote that we said in the last podcast episode, when they go low, we go high. So there's a girl who I had gotten called to the office for over bullying, not because I was bullying her, but it's because the administration wanted to know if I had heard people call her, said names and things like that. And I said, yes, I had, and said any student names I could remember of who had said it. So after I got back, they called another girl, and the girl actually ended up telling me that she had sent a suicide text to her best friend. So we've been very close ever since that. So on Tuesday, she told me I could tell something was off, because as I've noticed after starting this and learning more signs of suicide and things like that, I've been able to read people a lot better, especially ones I know, and be able to tell what's going on. And I'm like, what's wrong? Like, I know something's off. And someone had called her a furry. And so I said, okay, like, no, I'm gonna go deal with this. Like, So like, I went to this girl and I'm like, why are you bullying her when you were all stop bullying for this one person, but you can't even be nice to someone in your own class? And then I had another instance where someone told her, no. And so I had to talk with her about it. And instead of like going really low and losing my ever loving mind, which Cameron and Joseph has seen me do, and it's not pretty, I went high and stood up for her and was compliant and told why they shouldn't be doing this and that they needed to be kinder, and really emphasized on the thing that they needed to apologize and that their actions were wrong. So that was just a proud moment for me, because normally I don't always go the highest when someone's being rude. So I felt as if I went really high in that instance. But I've also another little girl who had a social media post posted about suicide. I'd reached out to her. We're very close now. I've been talking with her and almost like kind of sort of feel like mentoring her on how to deal with people being mean to her and how to deal with her thoughts and her feelings and her personal grief and things like that. So I'm not saying I'm perfect, and I'm not saying I know how to perfectly deal with grief, but for me, grief, it's a hard thing and it punches you in the gut when it first happens. And for me, what always makes that pain go away is going to swimming and seeing my friends. Not even the friend aspect, it's just I get to go in the water, be in a place doing something that I love already and working on what I want to do, and just like continuously swimming and not even have to, not with a care in the world, thinking about whatever I want to think about. People deal with grief in all sorts of ways. Some people draw, some people run, some people cheer, or some people do tech things. Some people maybe play softball or football. Some even like make anime things, and that's okay, and that's a great thing. That is a great way to cope instead of harming yourself. So I'd like to hand over the mic to Joseph.
Jalen, that was a great explanation about personally. Jalen loves standing up to people. Usually she'll text me saying, I'm about to go confront somebody because they were just bullying somebody. And like we all have to do that, because I mean, we gotta stop bullying. I mean, it just hurts. And I'm a big fan of a lot of stuff that happens at our school, and Jalen and Cameron neither don't like it, because all they do is they just ruin people's lives and they wanna just commit suicide. They want to harm themselves and they want to put permanent scars into their body. And I mean, that just should not be happening. I mentioned this throughout all of our episodes almost, saying like bullying just gets shoved under the rug and nothing happens. A bully could get suspended, come back a few days later, a few days later, acting the same. We need to take more action into this. Like, in-school suspension sometimes works, but they still come out the same. I think that we need more of our counselors everywhere around the world to do way more than just suspension for bullying and in-school suspension. A lot of stuff that our school does for bullying and stuff is like, they'll just like when somebody, let's say they use physical bullying, talked about that in our last episode, where it's just really violence, and then they'll get suspended and they'll still come back out acting the same. And I think that it really just it needs to be stopped, and maybe the kid that was bullying, after they come back from suspension, they may need to be like, they need to get more punishment when they come back, like a talk with the principal. And we have so many people at our school that hate bullying because they get bullied personally. And I hate just seeing it, because you do not want to be a bystander. You want to be an upstander. Like, Jalen's an upstander. She'll confront anybody that's bullying. I know so many people that are just bystanders, and they'll just stand there and watch it all happen. And honestly, it shouldn't be happening. And let's say someone says, like a bully tells somebody, meet me out in the parking lot or the bus lot or somewhere like that and will fight. And I mean, you just gotta report it immediately. Like, you just can't let it happen. When you report it, that helps, especially when they're getting bullied, because that person could get suspended and even more punishment after that. I'm gonna hand it over to Cameron now.
Okay, so I think we're getting ready to wrap this up, but I want to tell what grief is and how it's okay to grief. Grief is a natural and complex response to anything like a death or being bullied or any of those things. And there's not a single right way to grieve. The process is highly individual, and what works for one person may not work for another. So I'm going to give you some healthy ways to cope with grief. Acknowledging and allowing your feelings. That is so important. You cannot be like, okay, so pretend you have been getting bullied and you're like, oh my god, I'm just being such a baby about this, but this person's been bullying me the whole school year and I don't know what to do. You have to acknowledge that. You have to tell someone. You have to know that it's not okay to be bullied. Next, if that doesn't work for you, you can seek support. Seeking support is perfectly fine. Most people usually do seek support. You can connect with a loved one, find comfort and understanding from supportive friends and family members. Consider joining a support group, sharing your experiences with others who are grieving, and they can provide a sense of a community and a validation. Reach out to a counselor or a therapist or professional support. Can be individual or processing grief is particularly if you are struggling to cope. Take care of yourself. Do not be like, I curl my hair every day and I get ready and I just look like so good for school every day, but now I'm just kind of on the struggle bus because I don't know what to do next. So, yeah, you're going to school in pajama pants and with your hair up in a messy bun, and you don't want to. You can write stuff down. You can do important notes. Avoid making major life changes because you don't have to do that. Because you can fix what you can fix. But if it's not your fault, you can't fix anything that happens. Maybe, if you feel like you made someone have suicide, you can't just be like, oh my god, they're gone the next day, but I told them no, that I didn't need help with my project. Oh my gosh, that could have been me. That couldn't have been you. It had to have been someone way before or after that to push them over. You can't, you might think that because you all of a sudden heard about it and then you realize you might have said something wrong. You just told them no, that you didn't need the help on the project, right? But, it's different. If you're the one who pushed them over because you were like, look how ugly your shoes are. Those are just so, blah. That could be something to push them over. Because that's something you can control what you say. But that's something that you wanted to antagonize them right then and there. You wanted to tell them that their shoes were ugly. That was intended. Was it intended? It might have been intended to tell them no on a project. But you weren't like, hey, your shoes are ugly. They asked. They said, do you need help with your project? And you said no. That's not going to push someone over like that. Okay, so I'm pretty sure we're going to go ahead and wrap this up.
Can I add one more thing, if that's okay?
Yes, hold on real quick. I'm going to let them add anything, and then we'll close up with a quote. So go ahead, Jalen.
So I wanted to talk really quickly about self-enoughness. Self-enoughness is something everyone deals with. I mean, I deal with it. Am I enough? Do I deserve to be here? And I feel like that's something we should address head on, about more of us coming out with our thing of self-enoughness. I know I struggle with it, not daily, maybe not even daily, but daily. I struggle with it a little bit. I mean, I'm sure Cameron and Joseph do too. So I just wanted to briefly touch on that, and we can touch more on that in our next episode too. But for people who don't know, I did want to read out our social media platforms. So our Facebook is Be Kind Save Lives. Our Instagram is Be Kind _save _lives. TikTok is Be Kind _save.li. YouTube is Be Kind saves lives. No, that's kindness saves lives. My bad for YouTube. Pinterest is at KINESS:"saves lives," and we have a group me. If you are interested in joining, please reach out to us on one of our social media platforms. Is at be kind save lives. You can also contact us via email at kindnesscansave@gmail.com. You can also fill out our contact sheet on our website, which is kindnesscansave.weebly.com. We understand reaching out is important to you, but we appreciate your patience as we work through our busy schedule. Please keep in mind that it might take us a little while to respond to your email or contact form submission. When we see it, we will immediately email you back. When you do reach out, kindly include your email address so we can set up a video call or provide you with assistance you need. Thank you for understanding. If you need immediate assistance, please call 988. Who's doing our closeout?
Me, but I think Joseph has one more thing to add on.
Okay, you go right ahead.
Talking about social media right now, I know, I'm just going to repeat this. I think we have our DMs open, so you can text us on Messenger, Instagram, TikTok, and many other more. I don't really do TikTok. I'm just the one that posts the stuff on there, so I don't know if our DMs are open. Same with Instagram, but I think I know our Facebook ones are open. So that's all I'm going to add. Cameron, do you want to end out?
I just wanted to say I'm pretty sure our TikTok and Instagram DMs are open.
Okay, Cameron.
I'll double check that.
Okay, so here's the quote to remember: failure is a simple. My bad, guys. Let me start over. Failure is a simple the opportunity to begin again. This time is more intelligent. Henry Ford. Please remember that you are loved, you are worthy, and you are here for a reason. You are loved, you are so kind, and we are so glad you joined us on this podcast. Hope you all have an amazing weekend.
This is Jalen.